If you are still jobless in 2025, you are a lazy person. Honestly, you are a very lazy person, oh, because there's a lot you can do now and earn money, and this is one of them. This is soda soap, and soda soap is a very lucrative business. You don't need much to start this business. All is required is just three ingredients: oil, water, and caustic soda. You can start this business with as low as 10,000 naira. So, what are you waiting for? It's a very good business idea with high profit. If you're interested, let's get down to business. Hello friend, happy new year to you once again and welcome back to my channel. It's year 2025 and this year we're starting off with this amazing DIY. Now this is about how to make soda soap for commercial purpose, and it's super easy and simple. All is required is just three ingredients. The number one ingredient is water, and for the water you need 900 ml of water. So for 900 ml of water, the next ingredient you need is caustic soda, and for the caustic soda you need 305 grams of caustic soda. 305 grams of caustic soda. Now all we're trying to do here is to make lye solution, and to make a lye solution all you need to do is to pour the caustic soda into water. Please always remember to pour your caustic soda into water. Do not pour water into caustic soda, and that is how to make your lye solution. Now when you pour the caustic soda into water, there will be a chemical reaction that will force the water to heat up, so please be very careful, especially if you're new to soap production. You need a hand glove and a nose mask as we are working with strong chemical, so please be very careful and get your protective measures. Now moving on, after preparing your lye solution, you're meant to leave it for 24 hours or for at least 12 hours before using it to produce your soda soap. It's very important that you leave it for at least 24 or 12 hours before using it to produce your soda soap. Now once your lye solution is ready, the next thing you need is a molding plate. Now usually a lot of people use this type of molding plate, but if you're just starting, especially if you don't have enough money to start this business, this type of plate will be a bit expensive for you, as one of it is about 100 naira or 120 naira. That is if you're in Nigeria. So I recommend you going for this particular cup. This cup is about 1,000 naira and is about 50 pieces. So 50 pieces for 1,000 naira or 1,200. So you see, it's even cheaper, and even the shape is more beautiful compared to the plate. So I recommend you going for this cup, and it's reusable. You can also reuse it after using it this time. All you need to do is wash it, keep it, and whenever you need it you can always go back for it. I love this cup, to be honest, so you can go for it instead of spending so much money to buy the other plates, which is quite expensive. So to get at least 100 pieces of this, you can have like 2,000 naira, or if you want more than 100, 5,000 naira can give you more than 100 pieces of this. So that's it, you can go for it. So all you need to do is to grease your molding cup or your molding plate. Now to grease this, please pay attention, because here comes a little bit of trick. Greasing this doesn't require you pouring in so much oil or using so much oil to grease your cup. It's very important that you grease it in a way that there won't be any dents or any oil dents in your cup, because if there's any oil in your cup, once you pour your soap, it will settle at the upper side of the soap, and it's kind of create some kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but it's not something you would actually like after production. So you need to lightly grease your cup before using it to mold your soap. Just take a look at what I'm doing in the video, so you can see all you need to do is to just lightly grease it. Now you can see the first cup that I actually greased, you can see some oil in it. We don't want that, so you need to do it in a way that there won't be any oil in the cup. So just lightly grease your cup. Now, even if you don't have a brush, you can use your hand, or you can use a cloth, you can use a cotton wool, or anything that you have that you can use to grease your cup. It's just that easy. Now, this is very important to do, as it will be very easy for you to unmold your soap when you grease your cup. So it's very important that you grease your cup. I'm sorry. So you see, after greasing your cup, you can then set it aside, and then we can move on to the major production. So in here I have all my cup ready, and as you can see, there is no oil in any of the cup. Now take a close look at the cups. You can see there's no oil in it. All I did was just to grease the cup, so you don't need oil in the cup. So please do not pour oil in your cup, just grease it. Now after that, for the next step, you need your oil. Now in here is my bleached palm oil, and I use the heat process to bleach my palm oil. You can also use chemical to bleach your palm oil, but I use the heat process to bleach my palm oil. Now moving on, after bleaching your palm oil, you need it to be warm. It doesn't need to be really hot, it just needs to be warm. You can see I dipped my finger in the oil, so it's actually not hot, it's just warm. So if your palm oil is already bleached, you can go on and heat it up a little bit. It has to be warm. Just dip in your finger, and if it's warm enough, you can turn off the heat. Yeah, it needs to be a little bit warm. So after that, I'm going to measure the oil. So for this soap, we're using two different oil. I'll be using palm oil and also palm kernel oil. So this is my bleached palm oil, and I'll be using 1 liter of bleached palm oil. 1 liter of bleached palm oil. Like I said earlier, you can use chemical to bleach your palm oil, or you can use the heat process. You can also check my channel to learn how to bleach your palm oil with chemical. So after the palm oil, the next thing you need is palm kernel oil. So you can see the palm kernel oil is actually not that clear, but yeah, we are good to go with it. So all you also need for the palm kernel oil is 1 liter, which is 1000 ml. Now, just in case you don't have up to this quantity of oil, you can divide the measurement into two. You can do 500 ml of bleached palm oil and 500 ml of palm kernel oil. That is if you can't afford 2 liters of oil. All you basically need to do is to divide the measurements into two equal parts. So to make this batch, I'll be using 1 liter of bleached palm oil and then 1 liter of palm kernel oil. You can also use animal fat, which is way cheaper. So you can do palm kernel oil with animal fat oil, which is very good also. In my next video, I might be showing you how to use animal fat to make your soda soap. Like, it's cheaper using animal fat combined with palm kernel oil or combined with bleached palm oil is cheaper. To maximize profit, I think that's the best option. So I'll be showing you that in my next video. So all I'm doing here is to combine the palm kernel oil and the bleached palm oil together. And after that, I'm going to divide the oil into two equal parts. Now I'm dividing the oil because I want to make two different colors. And one thing about soda soap is that we're using too hard oil, and this oils, once it comes in contact with light solution, it thickens fast. So if you kind of make this soap and then you want to divide it and start adding color differently, it might actually harden before you get to put it into your molding cup. So it's very important you divide your oil and your light solution into two equal parts, and then you make it differently, and that's exactly what I'm showing you in this video. So all I did now is to divide the oil into two equal parts. After combining the palm kernel oil with the bleached palm oil, I stir, and after that I divided it into two equal parts. So the oil is 2 liters, so all I did was to just remove 1 liter. And after that, I then divided my lye solution into 2 equal parts. So we're using 900 ml of water along with caustic soda. So all you have to do is to calculate it, and then you divide it into 2 equal parts, and that's it. Now moving on, I'm going to add color. Now adding color to your soda soap is totally optional. You can do without it, but for just beauty, I choose to add color. So in here I have my blue color. Now what I have here is oil soluble color. It can't dissolve in water, so I rather use oil to dissolve it. So all you have to do is to take a little bit of your oil, the same oil from the one you're using to produce your soap. So you use it to dissolve your color, and then you can pour the color into the oil. So now adding the color into the oil, I make sure not to pour all the color into the oil until I pour the lye solution. So all I did was just to add a little bit of the color into the oil. Then when I pour the lye solution, and once it starts to trace, I'll pour the remaining color. That's what I'm basically doing here. Yeah, you can also reduce the color if the color is too much for you, although I'm not giving any measurement for the color quantity, so just do whatever you want with the color. You can make it light or you can make it thick, but please just make sure it's something good. So you can see now I just added the remaining color, and that is it. So when you add the color, you can stir it. Now this is what I'm talking about, soda soap. This 2 oil, once it comes in contact with caustic soda, it starts to trace. So if care is not taken, it will even harden before you get to transfer it into your molding cup. So especially if you want to make 2 different color or 3 different color, all you have to do is to just divide your oil into 3 equal parts or into 2 equal parts, and same goes to your lye solution, and then you can make it separately the way you're seeing it. So after you stir it, when you're sure that the oil and water is fully combined, once you see that it's thick and there is no atom of oil separating from water, just as I've seen it in the video. If you're in Nigeria, it's just the same way you see your pap. After making your pap, the same way it thickens. So once you get to that particular stage, you can then start transferring it into your molding cup. But please do not leave it for a long time, or do not stir for a long time before pouring it into your molding cup. If not, it will thicken before it gets into your cup, and that way your soap will not come out smooth. So stir until it thickens, just the consistency you're seeing, and after that you can transfer it into your molding cup, and then we can move on to the second batch. So this is the second batch, the same process we used earlier. Transfer your oil into your mixing bowl, and then you go with the next color. So for the next color, I'll be using yellow. Now it's very important to dissolve these colors with small quantity of oil. If you pour it direct into the big oil, it might not actually dissolve easily. Now you can see the yellow color has some little lumps in it, and that's exactly what we are trying to avoid. So you need to stir it until your color is properly dissolved. Then you can pour it into the oil and stir it. Or you can also pour the color after adding your lye solution. You can pour the color, but I choose to do it this way. You can just do both ways, any way can work. So that's it. So when you add the color, just the same process we used earlier, then you can go on and pour your lye solution, and that's it. So please, when doing this, make sure you're wearing your hand glove. Don't be like me. Wear your hand glove, especially if you're new to soap business. If you're new to soap production, wear your hand glove. Caustic soda is very corrosive. You wouldn't want that on your skin. So when you pour the lye solution into your oil, you stir just as I've seen it. Now you can see that the oil is actually not well mixed with the caustic soda, and you can see the separation there. So you need to stir it until everything is fully combined. Just take a look at the mixture. I try not to actually forward this video so that you can focus on this. Now majority of times I see people comment things like, after making my soda soap, I can see water settling at the down part of my soap or whatever. Now that usually happens when the oil is bad, especially palm oil. Now when it comes to palm oil, there's some specific palm oil that is not meant for soap. If you use such oil to produce your bar soap, you must surely notice separation. Now, how to know this bad palm oil is definitely not by the look or by the taste, because I see some bad palm oil that you can use to produce your bar soap and it will come out very fine and beautiful. So there's some species of this palm fruit that is not good for bar soap. I'm gonna explain that in my next video probably, but I'm advising you now as a beginner, please do not use palm oil if you're not sure of the oil. You can go for PK oil, which is palm kernel oil, and then you can combine it with your animal fat oil. So you can go with that because it's even cheaper than when you use PK oil and palm oil. Sometimes it might also be from your lye solution. When there's too much water content in your lye solution, it can also cause separation. Well, I'll be giving more details on that in my next video. This video is already long. Now moving on, and now after transferring the soap into the molding cups, you can see how beautifully it turned out. Now we're going to leave it to solidify, and boom, this is after 4 hours. You can see the soap is strong already. Now that's one of the advantage of using palm oil when making soda soap. It helps to create hard soap. It makes your soap hard, and when you combine the palm oil with PK oil, it gives you a very quality soda soap, because the PK oil will give you a foamy soap, while the palm oil will also create a thick lather and at the same time give you a hard bar. So that's one of the advantage of combining these two oil. But for a start, if you don't know how to identify good palm oil for your soap, please just stick to PK oil and animal fat. It will still come out very beautiful. So now you can see the soap is looking very beautiful, and also take a look at the molding cups. You can see that it's reusable. You can also reuse it. So it turned out very beautiful. Now when it comes to this soap, as you can see, it's very good and looking all beautiful. Now can you use this soap now to wash? The answer is no, because it's still very raw chemical. You need to leave it to cure. After producing soap, be it any type of soap, bathing soap, any type of soap, you need to allow it to cure. You need to give it time to cure. Now when it comes to bar soap, you need to give it a maximum of 1 to 2 weeks to cure before using it. Now if you're going into business with this soda soap, I will advise you, when you produce your soda soap, please do not go out immediately to market it. Give it time to cure, because when you give it time to cure, the chemical effect will drastically reduce. Now the reason why most people do not like soda soap is because of the chemical effects they get from it, which most of the vendors just produce it and then sell it a day after the production, and by that time the chemical is still very much high, so it tends to affect the skin. So if you really want to do well in this business after producing your soda soap, please give it time to cure. You can produce your soap and then leave it to cure before marketing, and as a beginner you can just keep producing and you're storing it until you have enough of it, then you can dispatch it. Trust when I tell you this, it will help you to gain more customers, because people will love the soap and they will even recommend your soap to other people. And now this is the soap I made 3 days ago using animal fat. You can see how beautiful it turned out as well. I'll be showing you that also. And what I'm trying to show you here is the molding cup. You can also use that type of molding cup. As you can see, it turned out really beautiful, so it's durable. You can do with that cup or this particular cup. They are both reusable, but I think I prefer this particular cup that I use in the soap. It's super good and beautiful. So as you can see, it turned out really beautiful and super smooth. Like, this soap is so beautiful. It's so good that I can even use it to wash now. Honestly, this is not like the regular soda soap that is packed with lots of caustic soda. This soap is super good, but please, for safety, do not use it to wash immediately after production. And yes, that reminds me, this is very important. Please take note. After producing your soap, the mixing bowl, the spatula, the bucket or container that you use to prepare your lye solution, please do not wash it off with bare hands. You can leave it overnight before washing it, or you can probably wear a hand glove while you're doing it. Please do not use your bare hands to wash it because these chemicals are very bad for your skin, especially if you don't want a wrinkled skin. Always make sure to protect your hands. So that's it. Now moving on. Allow the soap to solidify, and after that you can now mold it and store it in a carton. Yes, that is where I store my soda soap. I like storing it in a carton, and also I make sure that I store it in a well ventilated place, and do not cover the carton. And even if you want to cover the carton, please make a hole, create a hole on the carton where air can easily penetrate, and it must be in a ventilated place. So that's it. Now let's try the soap. Let's use it and wash to see the foaming ability. So you can see this soap is so beautiful, like it's so beautiful. If you use this method to make your soap, you're going to love it. And adding color is optional. You can do without the color. It's totally optional. So that's it. Now listen, there is money in soap business. Like when I say there is money in soap business, there is money in soap business. Any type of cleaning product, there is money in it, be it liquid soap, bar soap, detergent, toilet cleaner, floor cleaner, any type of cleaning product, there is money in it because it's an everyday use. People use soap every day, so the demand is high. So there is money in soap business. It's a type of business that you can start with a little amount of money. And trust when I tell you, if you're serious with it, within 6 months, you're going to make a lot of money from it. So there is money in soap business, especially when you start producing a max. Imagine when you produce like 1,000 to 2,000 pieces of this soda soap. Like, do you know how much profit you'll be making in a day or two? Or how much you even be making in a week from just this soda soap? There is money in soap business. So please, if you're thinking about it, I'm here to encourage you. Go into it. It's a very good business idea with high profit. Now, another good thing about soap business is that marketing is super easy. Like, you don't need to stress yourself, especially for this soda soap. Marketing is super easy. All you have to do is to supply it to those shops around you. They will gladly buy it from you. They even need it. They will even tell you to bring more because the demand is high. So you can go in for it. There is a lot of advantage in going into this business. You don't really need to spend much, just your oil, caustic soda and water, then you're good to go. So you can consider it. It's a very good business idea with high profits. So friend, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're just joining me for the first time, my name is Gifty and I'm super excited to welcome you to the Gifty family. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and also turn on your notification bell so that you'll be the first to watch my next video. And at the end of this video, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave your comments down below, and don't also forget to share this video to your friends. And now to my beautiful, wonderful and amazing gift team, thank you for being here and happy new year to you once again. So friend, I'll see you in my next video, but before then, stay blessed and keep loving one another. Bye friend.